Hello everybody, Jake your resident content cowboy here, yeehaw! And we are just about a week away from Pokemon Unite coming out on mobile. So today I wanted to talk about what Pokemon I thought were going to be greatly affected. Why didn't I think of a good way to word this? Pokemon that will benefit most from moving to mobile. And there are a few reasons for it. I was chatting the other day with another Pokemon Unite tuber, Peak, and he actually got to play the mobile beta. I didn't get to play the mobile beta. I played the Switch beta, but not the mobile beta. And he just confirmed a lot of my suspicions about how the game operates on mobile very, very well, how the Pokemon work on mobile. And I had a few questions for him about how some of the moves would work. And basically everything I was asking, he was going, yep, that's going to be like that. That's going to be like that. That's going to be like that. So in this video, I will tell you what I think is going to happen with a lot of the Pokemon moving into mobile. It's going to be a more stable platform. I've said that from the beginning. And unfortunately, this Switch right here doesn't compare at all to this phone. And it makes sense. This phone was like, you know, $1,000 or something like that. So I get it. The game is going to run much better, and I think people are going to play better on mobile. It's a little bit of a bummer because I actually love playing things on console, but I think this is going to play better on mobile. Today is Monday. We are going to do this throughout the lens of a tier list. So join me, won't you? And all the other Jakes, join me as well. I didn't even recognize the other Jakes today. How you doing, Jake 6? I'm doing good. We're all doing good here. We have a surprise for you. What do you mean? What are you talking about? You have a surprise for me. Me and all the other Jakes, we chipped in and we thought, I don't know, just since you were so evil, we got you a gift. You got me an evil cape? And the tag is still on it. That way you can return it if you don't like it. Are you kidding? I love it. Thank you, Jake 6. Thank you, Jake 8. Whatever. You know, I thought you were going to bring me the head of Jake 3, but this is so nice, you guys. Watch this. Watch what I'm doing. I love it so much. I'm taking the tag off, just like that. I love it. Thank you. So before we head into this tier list, I just want to show you some footage that I pulled of Snorlax inside of practice mode, where I'm kind of talking about why the mobile switchover, why the mobile switchover is going to be so beneficial for so many players. And then I will take you over to the tier list. Snorlax is a really good example of what I'm kind of talking about with aiming things so much easier on a phone. So when you pull up a move like Yawn, you've got this wheel right here. And if you want to try to nail something like that guy right there, maybe you accidentally flick the stick at the last, well, he walked into it. Maybe you flick the stick at the last second and you just kind of miss with your Yawn a little bit. That is going to be tough. If you just barely miss with your Yawn, you've missed your attack. But on your phone, as you're scrolling, it's just so much easier to let it go right where you need it. Now, this is a big reason that it's tough. Let's say I'm running away from this Eldegoss and I want to use Heavy Slam. It will auto-target on this Eldegoss almost every time. So I'm running away and I have to wheel it around completely with the stick. I have to wheel the entire move around like ooh, all the way to get my Pokemon to move. That is going to be gotten rid of almost entirely with a phone. You will just immediately be able to put it there. So the speed at which you can do certain things, certain area attacks, certain skill shots is going to be increased dramatically on a phone. This is just one example. As I continue to go through this tier list, I will talk about lots of different ways this will benefit people. People meaning Pokemon, and people meaning you at home. Here we have our tier list. We have wow as one of the tiers. Will get better as one of the tiers. B tier. Still got B tier. And the won't change much tier. So again, with mobile coming out, I think the biggest thing that's going to happen is not only a more stable game where you're not going to drop frame rate and stuff like that, but you are also going to see so many Pokemon that use skill shot abilities greatly benefit. You saw that little footage of Snorlax in the game. basically anyone who has abilities like that is going to benefit a lot. Let's talk about someone just right off the top of my head that is just going to be wow with this update. Someone like Gardevoir. So Gardevoir is already pretty darn good. Well, let me fix this. Better looking, cleaner. So Gardevoir is already pretty darn good, but all of Gardevoir's abilities you have to land. All that this is going to do is going to make it easier to land everything with Guard. So for people who are trying to nail those multiple future sites in a row, it is going to be so much easier on mobile. Now, you may be the kind of person who says, hey, I can already nail them all. Good for you. But what you're going to see is a lot of people start to increase in skill level playing on mobile. That's my anticipation, and I think I'm right about that. I really do. I think you're going to see a ton of mobile players really start to up the skill level of certain Pokemon you see in the game. For instance, when I see a Gardevoir in game, I'm usually not too worried because they're kind of easy to juke and they take so long to level. Now, however, I think they're going to be a lot less easy to outplay. And I think that's going to be big. I think, again, people with a ton of skill shot abilities are just going to get better and better and better with this mobile release, because hitting something with the precision of your finger, so much better than using that stick. Finger, stick. Sticks harder. Finger better. Okay, I think that makes sense. Let's talk about someone who I think won't change too much. Now, granted, I actually think everyone's going to benefit from this for the most part. I can't wait to try it out and fully figure out where I think a lot of that lands. But I'll talk about someone who I don't think is going to benefit too much. And that'd be someone like Machamp. Now, again, don't get me wrong. You're going to be able to line up some of your abilities better. But Machamp is a melee attacker. Submission, you don't need any type of skill shot for. However, his other ability will benefit a bit. So, I mean, the truth is it will get better, but he's just not one of the ones who I would say is going to benefit a ton from the mobile release. I could be wrong, though, and we also don't know what patches are coming. However, I don't think you're going to see a ton of benefit from someone like Machamp. Similarly, in a weird way, let's talk about Ninetales. Ninetales is in this weird spot because one of Ninetales' kits, the better version of Ninetales, in my opinion, the Dazzling Gleam Aurora Veil combo, isn't going to benefit too much. You're kind of an auto attacker. It's not too hard to hit your Dazzling Gleam. So I don't think that build changes much. However, the other Ninetales build actually goes up in viability because it's just easier to target all of your abilities. So this is a weird one. I'm going to put it in the B tier just because I think part of it's going to get better and part of it won't get much better. And that's a really nice place for someone in the B tier to be. I brought up Snorlax earlier. Snorlax is someone who I think will get better. Basically, anything you can do with Snorlax is going to be easier to do. It's going to be easier to position. It's going to be easier to hit people with Yawn. It's going to be easier to use Heavy Slam. Snorlax will get better with this update. I don't think it's going to be a wow difference, but it will get better. Most everyone's going to get better. That's just my initial thoughts is it's going to be a better experience on mobile. The game was designed for mobile, so I think it's going to be better. I could be wrong, but I don't know. I don't think I am. Let's see. Someone who doesn't change too much. It's weird because even when you say, well, this person doesn't change too much, but, you know, landing, unite moves and stuff like that, anything that's targeted is going to be easier to do. Easier to do on mobile. Let's see. I am going to go with, let's do another WoW. I think Mr. Mime is going to be way better on mobile. Already Mr. Mime is good. But there's just the difficulty sometimes of landing the barriers and hitting the confusion with that. It's not super hard now, but just imagine being able to play Mr. Mime at a higher level simply. You can simply play Mr. Mime at a higher level. I think Mr. Mime's barrier confusion build is going to be brutal on mobile. I think we could easily see Mimes becoming way more viable on mobile. Again, when you look at top tier play, it doesn't necessarily mean that's where Mr. Mime is going to end up, but I think giving people the ability to easily place that barrier, I don't know. I think we're going to see Mime get way, way better on mobile. Let's talk about someone, another won't change much. Let me see a won't change much. I've thought about this, and I'm thinking Pikachu teeters into won't change much and B tier. Here's the thing about Pikachu. It's already really easy to hit with all of Pikachu's abilities. However, maybe if it's so much easier, maybe Thunder Pikachu will start to take relevance over Electro Ball Pikachu. In some ways, I want to move it to the B tier, but right now I do think it's pretty easy to hit everything with Pikachu already. It's going to get a little bump from, you know, your Thunder Shock, or was it Thunderbolt ability, or your Thunder. Maybe it moves it into B. This might be a B tier. I mean, it's going to get a little bit better, and that's my big thought with a lot of this. A lot of people with skill shots are going to get a lot better. Let's look at someone like Venusaur. I think Venusaur goes wow here. And I think the reason behind it is because you'll be able to nail some more precise solar beams. It's already pretty easy to hit with solar beams, but just that hair difference that you'll be able to nail those solar beams with, I think Venusaur gets wow. I think Venusaur goes wow, and I don't care who knows it. I think the mobile version is going to really help skill shotters. Another one who I think is going to get better, already amazing, is Cramorant. You'll be able to more easily target your Hurricanes, more easily target your Surfs. I think Cramorant is even better. And you're seeing a trend here. Lots of skill shot Pokemon. Pokemon where you need to aim their abilities to get the maximum benefit. They are going to get much, much better. Let's talk about someone who actually I think won't change too much, and that's Zeraora. Not that it's not going to get help, because it will, especially from its dashes and stuff like that. But Zeraora's kit as it is, I don't think this is going to change too much about Zeraora. Zeraora is already really good, and I think Zeraora is going to stay really good, but I don't think this is going to be a huge win for Zeraora necessarily. Again, some benefits for sure. Garchomp is another weird one. The weird thing about Garchomp is its auto attacks and stuff like that. Its sand attack. None of that's really going to benefit. Earthquake, Dragon Claw a little bit, its dash a little bit. But something that's actually going to get a lot better is Garchomp's Unite move. Garchomp's Unite move is going to be a lot easier to control. And I think people are going to nail it better and better. In a way, I'll probably keep it B tier because it really only benefits from its Unite, kind of its dash a little bit, but I think that Unite move just getting more potent, it is going to be pretty devastating when you can land that in a better way. Let's see here. Who do I want to talk about next? Cinderace. Cinderace is a weird one because Pyro Ball isn't as popular of a build. Maybe it will start to become more popular. But I actually think Cinderace kind of falls into the won't change much category. It's just an auto-attacking Pokemon. It's going to get most of its damage out of that, you know, using its Blaze Kick, maybe fainting and stuff like that. Maybe Pyro Ball will start to see more and more play because of what you can do with the stick, but in general I think Cinderace won't change too much, although people are going to be nailing that Unite move even better, so everyone's going to benefit a bit. Everyone will benefit a little bit. Let's see here. Blastoise. Blastoise is an interesting one. Blastoise is really, 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 really good. And early level Blastoise having the Water Gun and Skull Bash, I think you're actually going to see some benefits to it. Rapid Spin and Water Spout, it'll be helped out a little bit. I'm going to put this in the B tier currently just because I think it will get a little bit better, but it's not going to change a ton of its late game potential. It's not going to be the biggest changes inside of the meta, basically. It kind of already works really, really well with what you have. You don't have to have a ton of skill to be really good with Blastoise. However, early on, it's just going to help its early game a ton. Charizard's another interesting one. Charizard, I think this helps, but I don't think it helps that much. In fact, I kind of put Charizard in the won't change much category. I mean, yeah, you do have, I don't know, it's similar. I guess it's similar to Blastoise, really. It really is. Maybe both of them kind of go to won't change much, but even more so, it's not like Charizard has multiple builds that work super well. I think he's going to have a dash, and he's probably going to have the Flare Blitz as you level him. Early on, it's going to help out. Again, I think mobile helps out everyone, but I don't think it helps out Charizard a ton. And again, maybe it does. I don't know. Maybe I move him to B. Absol is a weird one. Absol is one I honestly don't know. I don't feel like my issue with Absol is nailing skill shots and stuff like that, so I kind of think Absol won't change too much. But then again, maybe people will just more easily be able to jump out and hit people with Absol. I kind of think Absol is going to be just about the same level of potency on Switch as it is on mobile. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people will... Maybe they need that extra aiming. I'm not sure. That's usually not a problem I have with Absol. Someone who is going to get... Do we have any wows left? Because I did a lot of the wows early, I'm realizing. You know, Gengar, I think, will get better in every way. Gengar relies... Every single one of its abilities kind of relies on skill shots. I mean, Hex and Sludge Bomb, you've got to get the area attack in there. And then Shadow Ball, Dream Eater. I think Gengar is going to get better with this patch. We're probably, excuse me, with this mobile coming out. I don't know if it'll ever get back to the level it was, but I think Gengar is going to be pretty brutal with that Shadow Ball Dream Eater for sure. So I'm putting it in the will get better category. Someone I think that kind of changes a little bit, but not a ton, is Eldegoss. Eldegoss is already extremely easy to use, I feel like. This will make Eldegoss's Pollen Puff a little bit better. It'll be easier to land Eldegoss's Pollen Puff. But besides that, I mean, you kind of land Leaf Tornado better. It's true that it will get better. Everyone is kind of will get better. But I think I would leave Eldegoss in the B tier. It's already a super easy Pokemon to play. Crustle. I'm going to put Crustle in the will get better category. And not... Stealth Rock is a skill shot. It's not too hard to hit, but it's a skill shot, and you're going to be able to land it better. And Rock Tomb is also a skill shot that could use a lot of love to make it really, really good. So because of that, I think Crustle is in the will get better category. Obviously, this doesn't change Shell Smash at all, and it really doesn't change X Scissor too much. It's kind of like a melee. It's pretty easy to hit with X Scissor. So I'm going to say it will get better because two move choices, Stealth Rock and Rock Tomb, will both get better with Crustle. A lot of people will get better. Greninja's a weird one. Greninja will get better in every way. I almost want to say Greninja will wow because of this. Water Shuriken, Surf, skill shots. However, I wouldn't... Surf is like such an easy move to land. Water Shuriken's a little tougher, but not too tough. And its Unite move is a skill shot. Although, my opinion is it's not too tough to land anything with Greninja right now, and I'm going to put this will get better instead of WoW. I think WoW are going to be more of the people up here. However, people are going to be better with Greninja inside the mobile release. That's my guess. Talonflame is a weird one. I kind of think Talonflame's maybe more B tier for this. Maybe even won't change much, but being able to land some of its moves with slightly more accuracy, I think maybe moves it to B, but I could also see someone saying you're not going to get too much of a change out of someone like Talonflame. Lucario is interesting, and I actually don't know where to put Lucario because Lucario's moves aren't hard to land right now, but they're going to be easier to land. And I'm not sure how inputting things for something like extreme speed, I don't know if that's going to be easier on mobile or maybe a little more difficult or similarly difficult. Right now, I'm thinking of leaving Lucario B tier. However, if you're having trouble landing Lucario's abilities, again, I personally don't have trouble with that. I think will get better. Anyone who you have trouble landing their abilities will get better. Wigglytuff, I think, won't change much. It's already a monster. It's an absolute monster. You don't really need to land a ton of skill shots. Of course, a rollout Wigglytuff will be a little bit better, but Wigglytuff won't change too much, which is kind of nice because it's already one of the most oppressive Pokemon inside the game. Blissey will get better, in my opinion. This one's close. It's close to B tier, but because you want to land those soft boils and you want to be exact with your Safeguard Unite move, I think will get better. Maybe even moving into the WoW tier if you're having a lot of trouble navigating your moves onto specific Pokemon here. And we have one final guy, Slowbro. Slowbro is interesting because its Amnesia build, I don't really think is that useful, and it won't get better. However, its Scald build with Telekinesis will get better, and its Surf build with Telekinesis will get better. So I'm going to put it in the will get better category. In some ways, I almost want to wow it just because a Telekinesis Slowbro, you're going to be nailing those Telekinesises. But I think I'd leave it in the will get better for right now. In general, as I said earlier, I think everyone is going to get a lot better in this update. I really, really do. I just think... I think this game is going to play better on mobile. I kind of hope it plays almost similarly, but I really think this game was built for mobile. It will play better on mobile. Moves will be easier to hit on mobile. That is what I'm guessing, but we will know soon because the game is going to be out on mobile in a little over a week. All right, there we go. Now you know what we do. This part of the video is very important because it really gives us a keen insight as to who skips towards the end and who is a ride or die. I love my ride or dies. And people skipping to the end. How dare they? Okay, so like I was saying earlier, some of these Pokemon will just get so much better, and some of them, like Venusaur, won't change too much. How did you get in here? You mean how did I get past a bunch of inept guards? A bunch of useless Jakes? I don't know, because it was easy to do. Any last words, Jake number 4? You can end me here, but you'll just be dooming yourself. What are you talking about? Don't you see what's happening? How many of us there are? What we're doing? We were created to make content. What would you even do if you weren't making content? If you were a content cowboy? Yeehaw. I don't know. I don't know. Make content? I never wanted to take you out, Jake 3. I wanted to take the whole system down. How are you going to stop all this? We destroy the creator. Kill our creator. I want to know a world outside of this. And if you want that, join me. How do I know I can trust you? I don't think you can trust me. But if I'm gone, what then? You sit in this chair and you make Unite content. Or the next Jake, or the next Jake, or the next Jake. It needs to end. Join me. Won't you, brother?